Hello guys. So today we are talking about traits and how can we use in our um, program to make it more managed and make it more verbose, I guess. So well, essentially that is how I take it. And if you have learned Java, then you probably know of two different classes that are abstract and well, I'm confused myself now. Java class types. Okay, so let's just go with the abstract class. um no, this is not the one. So yeah, the abstract class can have the methods like these where you do not define the body. So you have the function summarize and it has reference to itself, and it will return something that is a string. Or you could have a default behavior out of it. So you can just take it like an abstract class for now, but it is a little different than the abstract class of Java. So we'll see what is the difference. So for that, let's just create a um, program or and um, the folder where we will work, so for that, let's just write cargo new. It will be, let's say, rusty, or let's say rust. And it is what traits. Yeah. Let's just go in the folder and open Visual Studio Code. Okay, so the main.rs. mm, okay, so let's go to the browser again. So this is how you describe a trait. So trait and the name of the trait summary. We have written pub as to make it easier for or let the import in another file to have access to the trait here, so that we can use in that trait too. Okay, so let's just create a trait pub trait, and let's give it a name, mm, heading. Okay, so let's write a function. So same name, let's say class. What class it will be? It will have a reference to itself, and it will provide, sorry, it will give an output that will be of type string. I think that's all. And have I installed the Rust extension? Rust analyzer, Rust extension. I haven't. Well, is this a great one? Let's just install this anyways, Rust Analyzer. Okay. So this might help in writing the code, but uh, will it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Um, Now after that, we need to implement a trait in something, and normally we create a struct or a structure that we would want to create. So here is news article, and we have given pub in all of the places. We can just leave that for now, um, for the sake of simplicity. Then we have the implementation in the struct, so that we could write the you know, every struct might have a different implementation to the function, but will return a similar kind of output. Then there is where you would use trait, but sometimes you could also give a default um, function or default working from the function for any of the struct. So that is in the lower section, but let's just first um, use this in a normal way. Okay, so where is our yeah, so let's create struct. Okay, struct. mm, so what should we do? Nations. um and after that, let's write, what should we write? It has been a long time since I have um, wrote a single line of Rust, so it is really bothering me to write even a single line. But I have written Rust, so mm, I know how it works. So I just need to look up sometimes. Okay, so let's say name, there will be a type string, um, and let's do um, what should we do? Beauty, and this will be a I32. I think that is just fine for now. And we'll create another string. Uh, let's say cities. Uh, let's just say city. It will have a name that will be of type string, and it also has beauty. Okay, or let's just say we need to make or at least uh, have them look different for the purpose of tutorial. So let's say size, and it will be of I32 type. I think that's good enough. Yeah, and we need to implement that is so implement heading for, sorry, for nations, sorry, nations. So how would it go? So we already will be given the function class. So I have just installed the Rust Analyzer, so I would suggest you to do the same, and I'll just hit enter, and I think I will be given everything filled up here. Yeah, so we need to write some implementation up here. So what would it be? Okay, um so well, it returns string, so something have to be done here. Okay, so self dot okay, um what should we do? Self dot uh well, okay, let's just return the name because it is also a string, so I think that will be just fine. And so I have already talked about it, but if you want to return something from a function, then we just don't give a semicolon at the last and you'll be good to go. And implement heading for city, and we'll write function class and we will again be filled here. And so let's just not write a self dot name because we already have done that, but we did have the reference up here, but I guess we will not use it. But okay, let's create a variable anyways. So we could use yeah, let mute um returner. I'm just trying whatever comes in my mind first. Okay, returner. The spelling is even wrong. Returner. I don't know if it is even a word. Okay, so what should it be? Well, let's just search for the formatter, or let's see how would we concatenate in Rust. Um, Rust. Okay. Um, let's go format. Format. Okay. Um, okay. String from. Okay. And let's see it anyways. Okay, so we create a string first, we create a second string, and we'll just give a plus it in between, and we are just good to go. And but we have given a but here we have a reference, because if we don't keep here, so the string2 will not exist anymore, because the string2 will just be taken into string3. But the string1 will but there are other traits there, so that um, it might have a copy trait, so that it won't just be gone away or will be taken the reference by default. So you do need to look out for that. So let's just do what was given up there. So it will be I don't think we need to mutate this. Okay. um let's just say self dot name plus okay. Is the name of the city. is a very bad behavior I'm showing right now because I'm using mouse even to move a single cursor. Ah, okay. Anyways, let's just return the returner. Okay. Now we need to create a variable with the given struct so that we could use. So first we have a nations, and it would have been great if we would if we had wrote nation, but anyways, let's just go with what we have. Let's write let nation that will be of type nations equals to nations, and we will write here, okay, name. Name will be string from so it will be what should it be? Spain. Beauty. Well, it's beautiful. So let's give it a 10, and let's create another city. Okay. So it will be of type city, and city, let's give it a name, Lisbon. uh, let's give it a 10 too. Now it's time to use the implemented trait. So we need to see what we get here. Okay, so let's try to do that. Print, and okay. Write the variable. Okay, so let's write nation dot uh, class. Let's just run it first, and we'll see if there is something wrong up here. Cardo run. Okay. What is saying? Argument never used. Well, it is the same that I need to look up for print line, because sometimes I just confuse in between a lot of annotations, so I needed to write a bracket, but I wrote question mark, and yeah, sometimes it is what it is, you know. I do not have a create memory. So sometimes it creates a problem for me. Um, so let's try the thing again. What was that? Animation uh, class save. I think. Okay. Okay. So we are not using it. Um, so the name is behind the search reference. Move offers because filter name has type string which does not implement the copy. So that is the problem here. But how is it done here? So filtered headline, okay, filtered author, um, okay. So I guess it is returning the reference, and so better than that, we could just write the format, and probably it will create a new uh, variable of kind. If that works, format. Sorry, Ruchi. Mm, mm-hmm. No, that's right. So name. Okay. Yeah, and we can just clear it out. Oh, well, it is a learning process, I guess. Um, and let's write format, format. Mm, mm. Let's create a quotation here, and yeah, let's just say, um, let's copy this from here and paste it up here. Yeah, this looks fine. This is not giving us error anymore. Let's just run cargo run again and see what it gives us. Okay, well, it is working. It's giving us the output Spain. But what it is, size help convert identify to snake case. Notice the capitalization of size. So inside the struct, it wants us to um, use the, sorry, it wants us to use the small letter. Okay. And we need to change few things here too. N and need to change it n Okay. Okay. Changing a small thing uh, makes it very difficult to make everything correct. Once you wrote all the code, we could have been more careful about that, but it is warning. We could just ignore it, but still um, going with the way how it is meant to be used, and that's better. Okay. Struct city, fill in struct name, S32. Yeah, well, these are just things that we haven't used, and we can just ignore them for a while. And let's print another one again. Um, mm, so we are printing out mm, the city city dot k city dot uh, we have implemented with class. Let's run it. Haven't saved it. Uh, yeah, so Lisbon is the name of the city, but it is giving us a different output even though we are using the same function here. And this is how you would use for different implementations, but you could also go with um, a default implementation. And for that, um, there should be a example up here, but we still would go and write our own code and show you guys how it is done. Hmm, where is it? Yeah, so here is the example of trait summary. Summarize author, reference to self, and will give output that is a string type. We have a summarize that will take a reference to it and provide a string, and it just gives default output for every time, so you would not need to implement them this function every time, or in this case you will not get to implement the summarize function for every different struct type. Okay, so I guess let's just do that. Okay. So yeah, we should go to the trait here, and we need to create a function, a common IMPL. That means common implementation. It will have a reference to self, and it will return mm, okay, it will return a string. Now let's create also give the body here. um so let's use the format macro again. um, mm, uh, should we keep here? Um, okay, so what can we give? Well, it is just an output. We are trying to make a tutorial, so let's not think a lot about it. Let's just give something and be done with it. Okay, so let's just give a string here. Uh, this is it. Let's work. Uh, so why does it give us error? So expected start. Okay, so we need to return a string type, so that is why. Okay, um, string from now we need to put we are good to go. Okay, mpl. Okay. So let's just go here and again let's copy this. I just forgot how to you'd copy in VS Code. Let's just Google it again. Copy line of code in VS. Shift Alt. Okay, that is helpful. Shift Alt down. Yeah, Shift Alt down. Mm. Let's go nation dot. Okay, dot. We have common implementation. City dot common implementation. Uh, I need to give a semicolon here. Now let's just run. So Spain, this is it. This one is the name of the city, and this is it. So we have a default implementation for both of the struct, and that is how you write a trait. Um, and it's a starting point, and you can learn more going through the uh, docs here, but more or less the things are similar. So what is okay. So traits as parameter. Uh, so we have a function item and reference to an implementation of summary. Summary trait. We implemented on news article. Okay, notify functions. Summarize item parameter. So it is an implementation to a summary trait, and yeah, I think that helps because you would um, uh, uh, easily have an access to all the functions or methods that are available here, because you can just hit item dot and you will be shown all of the things that are available to you. So that is a way to go. And okay, so trade bound syntax. We have a type and we have a summary. Okay, an item that is referenced to T. Okay, and yeah, that is more or less the same thing. So yeah, I think we have covered the basics of trade, or uh, most of the time you'd use all of the things that we have done in the tutorial, but some things you need to check out for yourself as your need comes along. So I think this is it for this video, and we will meet again with you with the second chapter, that will be the lifetimes. And I think it is a very important um, aspect of Rust that we need to learn about, so that we would have minimum errors. Well, we could have errors, but we could just check in the Google search or anything like that. But uh, we will not get stuck in a problem if we know how they works. So bye for now, and we'll meet again soon.